Buddy, it's been a few days since I've been able to post, actually a little bit more than that, but we're here in Sadieville, Kentucky. Stay tuned. We'll talk about what's been going on, and we're going to talk a little bit about pet peeves a little bit too today, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. Today is the 21st of April 2021. We're in Sadieville, Kentucky. We're running a load down to London, Kentucky. Then we're going to pick up an empty trailer there that's getting sold. We're going to take it to Wabash in Lafayette, Indiana, and we're going to pick up a brand new trailer. We've done that a few times. But we're going to do that. So that tomorrow, that's going to put us about 500 miles tomorrow, which is, a pretty good day. Few things to go through with you, just to let you know. I did mention that we were trying to run a bunch of miles in order to get our quarterly safety and productivity bonus. We did meet that, which the requirements for that, besides having a safety score below 12, also includes running at least 30,000 miles and not having any tickets, pretty much, for the most part, or safety violations like that. There's some other things I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to miss something, but suffice it to say, if you're staying out of trouble, then you just got to run the miles, and we did, and we got our bonus. It was pretty close to $1,400, which is good, again, for the quarter. That goes along with starting May 1st. If you're interested in coming to working for Crete, Shaffer, or Hunt Transport, they're bumping the base pay for OTR 21 plus 48 state drivers, which means over the road drivers out at least 21 days and willing to drive all 48 states. That is, they're bumping that to a starting pay, and I got to get this right, 57 cents per mile. Now, that does not include, there is a 2 cent per mile surge pay right now for that job, and that's on top of the 57 cents, so 59 cents to start. Now, that surge pay is going to be through the rest of the year. Last time they had a surge pay, they made it permanent. I don't know that they'll do it this time, but hopefully. So that does not include right now the 4 cents per mile in the quarterly bonus. I think that's bumped right now temporarily. I think it's usually 2 or 3 cents per mile, but the 4 cents per mile in the quarterly bonus, plus 3 cents per mile in the profit sharing. So that's a lot of compensation there. That doesn't include the insurance that they do pay for. They pay for a life insurance policy, and then they also have Gold Star benefits. So I mean, it's really great coming over here, and you can make quite a bit of money. And I've seen that. I've been able to do pretty well so far with Crete. If you're interested, my information is down below. Please just send me an email. Give me your name, phone number, address, and also I'll have your email address, and I'll have them get a hold of you so that we can get this whole thing started. So looking forward to, we can use a lot of good drivers. We got a ton of freight. I mean, a ton of freight. If you're with one of those companies that like I was with Stevens, where you're lucky to get a pre-plan before you were really lucky to get a pre-plan before you finished the load, and then sometimes you had to wait for a pre-plan for the next load after you'd already sent your empty call, and that kind of thing. Here, you rarely have to wait. I mean, you're gonna get a pre-plan almost always before you deliver the current load you're on. Most of the time, you'll get a pre-plan as soon as you send your loaded call for the current load that you're on. You'll get a pre-plan for the next one. So they're really on the ball, and that's great. So Sorry about the lighting a little bit. I'm just using the light from outside. It's been snowing on and off today. I started off in New York this morning, and it was snowing up there when we left, and then it cleared up going through part of Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then coming down now into Kentucky. It started snowing again, and it just snowed just a little while ago. So weird weather right now for the latter part of April. So I mentioned in the intro a couple things that I want to talk about, and I got a little list here. One of the things I want to talk about is a little bit of pet peeves. And if you're a truck driver and you're watching this, you probably have some. They may be the same ones, they may be different. And I'm going to add these as it goes, sort of. Through my videos, just something to talk about, because there's certain things, if you're a truck driver or you're going to want to be a truck driver, there's some things that just, for good truck drivers, it bugs them a lot. And that said, good truck drivers are a credit to the profession, and it is a profession, it is a career, but it's a profession. And most of the time, the guys who want to push that they're the cream of the crop of truck drivers and blow their own horn, so to say, those aren't the ones that you want to follow. The good truck drivers don't go and tell everybody how good they are. They just show how good they are. So one of my pet peeves is people who get on the CB radio, and you should have a CB. I don't want to digress too much, but you should have a CB. Anybody who says you don't need a CB in your truck, you need one. Even if it's not a very expensive one, you need one in your truck. And we can talk about why later, but you absolutely need one. But the ones who want to berate everybody on the CB and talk about get out of my way, and they're speeding and they're doing all this stuff just because they have a truck that's not governed, or just because their truck may be governed at a faster speed than yours. If they're speeding, they're breaking the law and whatever. If you're doing what you're doing safely and like you're supposed to, but they want to, instead of just asking to move, they want to berate you, and that bugs me to no end there. So this super trucker idea is just a bother. Most truck drivers, they just hate that thing. Other thing is parking. A lot of the parking that we have is back to back. Okay, sometimes around the outside of like a truck stop specifically. In a truck stop, usually have the outside sort of ring around the parking lot, and those are all straight back back ends for the most part. They could be angled back or they could be straight backs, but you're backing up to a curb or to something like that. But the ones I'm talking about are the ones that are in the middle, okay, where you're backing one truck back to another one, okay, and there's a finite amount of room there. But one of my pet peeves is truck drivers who don't check the space once they park. So, for instance, you're backing in, and there's two spots there, and there's usually a line to separate the two spots. A lot of truck drivers will just keep going back, and then they'll look at the truck next to them and they'll try to even up with them, and they don't pay attention to the fact that their trailer may be encroaching on the other spot. And one of the things that brings this up is last night was an example for me. I backed in, and when I went to go check, the guy behind me was a full 6 feet into my spot. Now, that may not seem like a whole lot, but 6 feet into my spot sticks my nose out 6 feet. And 6 feet of my nose sticking out could mean that somebody could hit it, or trying to park or whatever. I was very lucky that a hot shotter parked next to me, and it was easier for him to get his dually truck in there with the trailer he was pulling than like a semi. So, I didn't get hit, but check to see if you're backing in. Check to see. Take the time, get out, make sure that you're only in your spot and not taking up part of the other guy's spot. Because that puts his truck in danger. So that's one of the things. tailgating four-wheelers. I'll get on the radio when I see that, because it bugs me. There's no reason for trucks to tailgate four-wheelers. There's no reason for four-wheelers to tailgate trucks. It's just dangerous. That's how people get killed. Okay, and some of these truck drivers, they just get on the back of a four-wheel to try to get them to get out of their way, and they just intimidate them, and it's just wrong. All somebody needs to do is see that truck in their rearview mirror and hit the brakes suddenly, because it just startles them, and all of a sudden now somebody's gets killed. So tailgating, just that's another one of my pet peeves. Another thing from a little bit, and forgive me if you don't know, a lot of truck drivers, because they don't always have places to stop, or they don't get out of their truck very often, or whatever, they use water bottles and other kinds of bottles to relieve themselves, to urinate in. And so you have these urine bottles, and I don't do that. But a lot of people do, and they take those bottles, and instead of throwing them away, they'll just leave them on the side of the road, or they'll leave them just on the ground, or sometimes they'll take them into a truck stop, and they'll dump it out, and then they'll just they'll dump it out in the urinal or the toilet, and then they'll just leave the bottle there instead of throwing it away. So that kind of stuff, that's why a lot of places that used to let truck drivers park there, they don't anymore, because of that kind of stuff, or leaving just their trash out, instead of dealing with it and putting it where it needs to go. So that's just another one of my pet peeves. But I'm sure there's plenty, and you might have some. Feel free to add them below. Feel free to comment on the ones I put that I said if you don't agree with them, and we'll have a dialogue from there. Sorry, it's starting to get dark in here, just a little bit, because of. So let me see if I can get a little bit more light in here. It's getting dark outside, so and I didn't turn on my light inside, so apologize for that, but I don't want to start this over again. So but anyway, those are just a few of the pet peeves. There's a bunch more, I'm sure, and it's hard to anytime you take pride in your profession, and other people that do the same profession don't take the same amount of pride, it tends to bug you. If it doesn't, then you're not, I'd say that you're not the professional you think you are. So anyway, we got to get up early in the morning. Like I said, we're running to London, Kentucky, about 120 miles from here, and then we'll run up to Indiana and pick up that new trailer. I appreciate all the new subscribers I've had. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the little bell icon to be notified of when I post, and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If there's something you don't like, don't give me a thumbs down. Just leave me a comment below, or send me a message, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Again, I apologize for the lighting. I thought this was going to be a little bit faster than it was, and the sun went down a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So anyway, you guys have a great one. Stay safe. If you're out in this crazy weather, stay warm. We went from 60s, 70s to last day it's been in the low 40s. So try to stay warm, try to stay dry, and stay safe. And we'll talk to you in the next couple days. This is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog, and I am in Kentucky, Sadieville, Kentucky, and I'm driving for Crete Carrier Corporation. I'm psyched. You guys have a great one. We will talk to you later.